Hi everyone, it's Julie Boy here of Wake Up with Gratitude, and I'm super excited for this video series that I'm going to be doing. So it is Monday, March 23rd, 2020. We are living through a global pandemic. Cities are shutting down, countries are on lockdown, the Olympic Games have been postponed. We are going into a brand new world. We're not going to come out of this in a couple of weeks. Schools are not going to open they're not going to open for the rest of the year. We are really needing to change and pivot, and we're going to have to start thinking about sort of a little bit more long-term of this living in our family units in our home. Now, I wanted to do this video series because I feel like I've got some unique perspectives. I have been homeschooling and working from home for the past 2 years. My business is mostly virtual. I actually get excited when I would see people in person because I did most of my business online, or I do most of my business online. And also I've been working in nutrition and lifestyle and wellness for over 14 years. So I've been doing coaching and mentoring and speaking all around, taking care of our bodies, taking care of our immune system. I designed a program called the 30-Day Whole Body Detox. So I've been in the nutrition and health side of things for 14 years. So I wanted to do this video series to help you. If I'm looking to the side, it's just because I have sticky notes to help me stay on track. So right now I've got 5 videos planned. I'm sure there'll be more, but I'm here. I want your feedback to things that you might want to learn from, that I might take for granted because I've been doing this for a while. And I think a lot of people obviously this is really new to them and they don't even know where to start. So right now, today is your physical and your mental health. Tomorrow will be on unschooling, which is a form of homeschooling. Number 3, I'll talk about just working from home and working from home with little ones. Number 4 is going to be working with online tools. And then number 5 is going to be creating content and ways to create content. Okay. So let's talk about, I've got, I think 10 different points on physical and mental health. So right now, your life is likely completely upside down. It's a Monday, but you might not be going to work, or you might be working from home for the first time. Your kids are home. Maybe you're unwell. Maybe you're healing right now. Your situation obviously is going to be different for everybody. And one thing that I think is going to happen for a lot of us is we're going to forget the basics of taking care of our health. And there's obviously never been a more important time for us to stay healthy. So I'm just going to review some of the basics, and then I'm going to sort of talk about how they're so important during this global pandemic, why I've picked these things. So the number 1 on my list for health first is sleep. We need to sleep. So the advantage for those of us who are not able to go to work is that we can turn off our alarm clocks and allow ourselves to sleep until we wake up. I've recommended this for those with children as well, is to, for adults to take all the devices out of your bedroom and then sleep until you wake up, and allow yourself to do that for 2 to 3 weeks. Just get up when you're done sleeping. We've spent our whole lives waking up to an alarm clock, and we have different body rhythms and, that kind of thing. I'm in bed by 10 and my husband is usually in bed between midnight and 1 later on the weekends. And I can get up in the morning, go watch the sunrise, and I'm fine. But if given the choice, he would sleep until 10 o'clock every morning. He is still working, so he does still have to get up. And many of you will work from home and still have to get up, but allow yourself to sleep. It's okay. Just let yourself sleep. Catch up on all that sleep that you've missed for all these years, right? Why not? Also, it can be really hard to fall asleep right now. Or me, what's been happening is I wake up in the night because my pets are annoying and they wake me up in the night because they're just call them jerks, basically. I have a dog and a cat. So they wake me up in the night and then I can't fall back asleep because my mind is racing. So our sleep hygiene, what we're doing before we go to sleep, is so important. So a separate point is how much or how little we connect to social media, but we 100%, there has never been a more important time to turn off our phones at least 30 minutes, if not an hour before bed. Have a bedtime routine for yourself, just like you would if you had children. That can be taking a hot bath or a nice hot shower, maybe drinking a tea, but for some people that makes it worse because then they have to get up and go pee. Reading a physical book. Go and, all those books that you have in your library that you've never read, grab those now, read a physical book. Get your eyes away from the screen. If you only have access to ebooks, make sure you put your blue light filter on to, help you fall asleep better, allow your body to manufacture melatonin, make sure your room is nice and dark. I use melatonin to help me sleep. So I am partnered with USANA Health Sciences. I've been working with them for over 14 years. They are my choice for nutritional supplements. I did a whole video about USANA supplements, why I trust them and why I choose them. Especially, I did a whole video on immune support, so I'm not going to get into that today. I'll put a link in that if you want to really learn about that. But I use the melatonin from USANA. One thing that is really important right now is that USANA is a direct-to-consumer brand, which means it ships from the manufacturer to your front door. Fewer points of contact, easier for you to get the product. So I really recommend, obviously, melatonin, however you can get your hands on it. It can really help you sleep. I ended up taking just a half of the melatonin. It's scored, so you can break it in half. And I took one in the middle of the night because I could not. It was like 1:45, and I'm like, I need to get some sleep. So I took it, and it did actually help me get back to sleep. If you do wake up in the middle of the night, don't turn on your phone. That's like the worst thing you can do, which is why put your phone in another room. If you're able to not have an alarm right now, this is the best time to leave your devices outside of the room and just let yourself sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Okay. Number 2 is water. So this might be a big thing for a lot of people. Maybe you're used to going to the water cooler at work, or at, you bring your water bottle in the car or whatever it is. You might not have the habit of drinking water at home. When my husband first started working from home, he would forget to drink water. This is years ago, but we had to teach him how to remember to drink water during the day when you're at home. So yeah, you can track it through an app, whatever it is, but I just want you to remember that we need to drink water and not forget to drink water. It's good for our brains, our concentration, and also our children. Remind them to be drinking water. We want to make sure that they're well hydrated. When your body is under stress, you need water more than ever. We are made up mostly of water. So drinking water, not something you want to forget right now. Eating nutritious food. Okay. So this is obviously going to be a challenge for a lot of people right now. As people are on reduced incomes or are maybe waiting for money to come in from the government, you're not able to purchase as much fresh food. I live in British Columbia, Canada. There is what we call a fresh air and mountain tax over here. So food, especially fresh food, can be a lot more expensive than when I used to live in Ontario, Canada, near Toronto. And it might be harder for you to buy fresh, nutritious food. The other thing is, if you're avoiding going out and you're only going to the grocery store maybe once every couple of weeks, you're going to have to make different choices. I've seen a lot of people, of course, stocking up on frozen fruit and frozen vegetables. Those are always great choices. There's less nutrition in a can. However, better to get, some fruit and vegetable than to have none at all. So really, though, just pay attention if you can. It might not always be possible. For example, I bought fruit in a can. I haven't bought fruit in a can since I was a child, but I found peaches packed in water. So it's literally peaches. There's a little bit of a preservative, which I would normally not eat. These are different times. So I've got those in my cupboard now. I've got tomatoes in a can. I've got, I actually bought organic lemon juice. So I wake up every morning and have a hot water with lemon and ginger. Well, I will run out of ginger very soon, and my fresh lemons will run out as well. And I don't know if I'll be heading to the grocery store right away. So I bought my organic lemon juice just to make, to put that into my tea. It's not going to taste the same, whatever. I want you to give yourself some space right now in your food for creativity and for comfort. So when you're going through something really difficult, allowing yourself space for comfort, I think is really, really important. I should mention, so I'm on number 3 of my list. I have 10 things. 11 things. I'm going to put these into a quick little image that you can download once I'm done this video. So you can download these suggestions share them, post them, print them, whatever you need to do to remind you. Okay. Next for me on taking care of your physical health is nutritional supplements. I have invested in nutritional supplements for myself and my family for 14 years. My parents, I thank God that they were the very first people that became part of my team and my customers. They have taken their supplements every day for 14 years. My sister, so many people that I love and care about have invested in their nutritional supplements for a long time now. But guess what? Just like when we say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago and the second best time is today, there's never been a more important time to look at how you are supplementing nutritionally, not only because there are going to be disruptions in our food chain, but also like our accessibility to some fresh things may go down. So, I want to caution here though, that it is better to not spend money on nutritional supplements if all you can do is invest in a cheap brand. The cheaper brands may or may not have the proper ingredients in them, and some of them may actually cause you harm. So just please be very, very careful when investing in nutritional supplements. Like I said, I did a whole video about why I choose to partner with USANA, but one of the reasons which I think is really critical right now is that USANA manufactures in-house in Salt Lake City in an FDA-approved facility to pharmaceutical grade. So that means that there's no potential contamination of any of the products. They're actually made in a positive pressure environment, and all the raw materials are tested before they even get put in any of the products. So for contaminants or anything, this was already happening long before we had a global pandemic. So I'll put a link to my USANA website for you to check out if that's for you. Listen, if you want to have a conversation about nutritional supplements, I don't charge to consult. If you want to talk to me about any of this stuff, I'm not going to charge you. We're just going to have a conversation. If you want to buy some USANA, great. I earn a small commission. If you don't want to buy USANA, that's your choice, and I respect that. And I still love you and respect you. I'm just here for you. Like, I have a lot of information to share, and I won't be able to fit it all into this one video, but I'm here for you, okay? Number 5 is fresh air. So everybody's at different stages in terms of what their particular city or country is allowing them to do. But no matter what, I want you to get fresh air. And that can mean just literally opening your front door. It could be stepping out on your balcony. It could mean going in your backyard or your front yard. It could mean walking around your neighborhood. It could mean walking on a trail that is still open and accessible while respecting, the 2 meters, 6 feet distance. So basically your arm's width, right? Away from another person, really being respectful of going around if that is still available. So being, in, self-isolation, if this is the thing, if you're already positive with the virus and you're on self-isolation, the only fresh air you're probably going to get is by opening a window. But for the rest of us that are practicing social distancing, staying home, you can still leave your house to get fresh air and avoid public places, right? So this information may change. Please respect whatever's been put into your specific city or country in terms of rules, but breathe fresh air. And like I said, that might just be opening a window. I want to talk about my favorite 3 steps that include fresh air for your mental health. So my favorite way to sort of help diffuse stress and fear and anxiety, it's a very simple process. So what you're going to do is you're going to step outside if you can, right? Maybe just outside your front door or onto your balcony or open a window. And then you're going to take 3 deep breaths. And then you're just going to say 3 things that you're grateful for right now. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be healthy. I'm grateful to have food in my fridge. And 3 more deep breaths. This 3-step process is something I've been using for a really long time. It takes moments to do, but it can shift your energy so quickly. Especially if it is so hard to be around your family all the time. I love my family. I'm used to being home a lot. Doesn't mean we don't find it difficult. And this little strategy, you can teach it to your kids, use it yourself. It really shifts you from that fight or flight anxiety and fear to like, okay, I can handle this moment, right? One moment at a time. Okay, mental health continued. Social media time. Okay, so there's a bit of a conundrum here. Social media is what is allowing us to stay connected during these times, and it is absolutely critical. And there is some beautiful things that are being launched through social media. The Hearts in the Window campaign, the people going outside and banging pots and pans to thank the workers that are working for us. People sharing every day what they're grateful for and asking, others to share it. There is so much beauty in social media. There's also so much news. And there is so much news. It is absolutely overwhelming. So, what can you do? Well, you can limit your time on social media or watching the news by putting a timer on. I can't tell you how much time is too much time for you. I don't know. That's going to be different for every person. For some of you, it's going to be 15 minutes a day of news and that's it. For others, maybe you can handle an hour. You have to decide, check in with your emotions. How do I feel? I've just sat and watched the news for an hour. How am I feeling right now? Do I feel better or worse than when I started? Some people might feel better because they know, and that's okay. Others might be like, I can't even deal with 15 minutes of it. I'm not even going to turn it on. And that's okay. As long as you caught the message about staying inside, you're good. By the way, if you're watching this live, I keep seeing that people are watching, but for some reason, I can't actually see who's here. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm doing this on my page. I don't know. But if you just can put a little heart or something in the comments if you're watching live so I can say hello to you, I would love that. Obviously, a lot of you are going to watch the recording and that's not relevant, but you can still put a comment and let me know that you're still here. And I'm on number 8, I think. So really being mindful of what you're consuming right now. And I'm going to do a video on day 5, which is how to create content. So instead of consuming all the time, you can create content. Oh, Erica, I'm so happy you're here. Thank you so much for listening live. I know you commented yesterday that you were happy that I was doing these videos. So I'm really glad you're here live. And yeah, I just can't see who's there. So I appreciate anyone who says hello. Okay, the next mental health, really important tip is breathing, right? So I shared with you my 3-step process, but at any time, just stop and breathe. We walk around, before this, we were walking around and we were just breathing up here. Got to breathe down in our belly. Got to really feed ourselves with oxygen and life. And, I love just breathing in love and gratitude for my amazing body and then exhaling love and gratitude into the world, right? Such a simple thing to do, but so important. If you're having trouble falling asleep, for example, breathe deeply, put your hands on your belly, feel your belly expand and fill with air. Repeat that. That is a beautiful way to help you fall asleep. My next very important mental health tip is, of course, to connect with others. So this is where the balance between how much we're on social media and connecting is actually, good for you. So connecting, though, can mean actually calling people. So it's so funny. We've gone through years and years and years where we didn't call each other. We didn't talk on the phone. And now it's we're picking up the phones and calling people and talking to people, and we're using video conferencing. I've been using Zoom since 2013 and people are just discovering it for the first time. It's so exciting to me. I use Zoom. We did a Zoom. We played Bird Bingo with my parents who are self-isolating and my sister. We all had a copy of the game. luckily. And then we played through Zoom meeting. It was so fun. Definitely challenging for little kids to play but it was fun. We connected through Zoom. I see so many people sharing screenshots of them connecting on Zoom meeting. It's amazing. Thank you, Zoom, right? Gratitude for Zoom. Thank you again for all those who are watching live. As I mentioned, if you've just joined in live, for some reason, it's not telling me that you're here. So if you just want to say hi or put a little heart in the comments, I'd love to acknowledge and say hello to you. So connecting, right? Picking up that phone, calling people. I think this is one of the biggest gifts that we're getting from this pandemic is we are connecting with people on a real everyday basis. We are speaking to them live. We are sharing our love for people. And my second last tip, of course, as the sign, you can't read it, but it says grateful, is of course for your mental health, for your physical health, is to practice gratitude. I have obviously so many videos and podcasts and all these things about gratitude and how to express your gratitude. But I'll keep it simple for this because remember I was trying to share simple tips for your physical and mental health. So in the morning, just saying thank you for this gift of another day and the opportunity to be of service to others and to make a difference in this world. That is my mantra. I've been sharing it all week through social media. I encourage you to adopt it. Just say thank you because you woke up. We're going to lose a lot of people. We're going to lose a lot of people during this pandemic. It's unavoidable. Everything we're doing right now is helping though. It's helping reduce the number of people we're going to lose. And just even saying thank you in the morning sends beautiful, loving kindness energy out into the world. So saying thank you for the gift of another day. Write cards to people. Wash your hands first. Don't cough in a card. Don't, put your germs in there, but wash your hands, write a card, write a note, write a letter. Don't lick an envelope. If you have stamps on hand, you can walk to the mailbox and put them in. Our Canada Post workers are working very, very hard. Please use caution, of course, whenever you're sharing things with other people. But I think this is really important. You can text people, send them we call it a love text. So I'm grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here. Send an email, right? Maybe you're disconnected from your coworkers because you're no longer going into the office. Maybe your office is closed. Well, can you still connect with those coworkers with an email? Send them a Facebook chat message. Use the voice message option. One of my favorite things to do, and I'll talk about that with online tools later in the week, but just tell people how much you're grateful for them. You have the time right now. There's never been a better time to do like a 30 days of gratitude card challenge, right? I want to leave you with one last thing that I think is really, really helpful. And this is not my original idea, but I've adopted it and it's so good. It's called the When Life Works list. So what you do is you make a list of 10 to 12 things that if you were to do 3 to 5 of them in one day, life works. So obviously our life is working in very different ways right now. So things you could put on that When Life Works list is, I said thank you when I woke up. Getting fresh air. Cuddling with my loved ones, if you can still do that, if you're not isolating. Reading a book. Listening to my favorite podcast. Reaching out to a friend. So you write down 10 to 12 things, you make a list, you post it somewhere, and then every day you kind of check in and see, did I do like 3 to 5 of these things today? And what we do in this way is remind ourselves, first of all, we just remind ourselves that it doesn't take a lot for us to have a good day, right? And it also is a good reminder of all the things that I've shared in this video right now. You're not going to do all of them. Of course not. I don't expect you to, but I want you to kind of pick those 10 to 12 things that you would do in one day that would allow you to have just the best day you can have right now. So to summarize, and I will, like I said, I'll make an image of this so you can download it. My tips for your physical and mental well-being. And remember, if you're watching live, for some reason, it's not telling me who you are. I don't know why, and I'm sorry that I'm not acknowledging you, but I thank you for joining me live. You can put a heart in the comments so that I know and I can say hello. So just to summarize, number 1 was sleep, then water, then nutritious food, whenever possible. Nutritional supplements, getting fresh air, my 3-step way to minimize stress and anxiety, your social media time, breathing, connecting, practicing gratitude, and then taking all this and creating a when life works list. All right. I will be back tomorrow. Please click to get notifications when Julie goes live. I don't know what time. It changes every day. My husband and I are sharing an office right now, so we work around each other's schedule for me to go live when he's not working or taking maybe on his lunch break. So I love you. I care deeply about you and your health and your safety, and I just wish you all the best as we transition into a brand new world. And let's do this together.